People think just coming to work for 3 hours is a full day's work when you do an open house. That ain't a full day's work. Last time I checked, 3 hours isn't a full day's work. No. It's just out grinding people.
And you get that in every space, right? Like
every space.
Like, for instance, I mean, obviously I was a professional golfer when I was younger, and the grind that was, and the grind that you saw the successful guys putting in, and even the not successful. I mean, I put so much practice in, and I didn't have the success that I wanted to, but I won the Canadian Amateur, and I won,
you had a lot of
professional events. So it's like, even though I never got to work quite where I was, I proved to myself that I could do the work to have some real success. And, I got to 350 in the world or whatever. And how many people get to that?
That's right.
In a certain thing.
That's right.
And then, when that career ended, at least I was armed with,
work ethic.
Yeah. The knowledge that I could grind something out until I got good at it.
Well, one of the things that is, when I look at super talented people that have no drive, it's like I look at it now at 40 years old and I say that's just so sad, because the talent side, like to be born with a God-given ability, like you were born with a God-given ability to be very, very good at golf. But the top 50 players in the world were born with an exceptional ability to be good at what they are and had the work ethic behind it. What bothers me is when I see people that have an incredible amount of talent and it just goes to waste because they just don't have the drive and effort. And that's most people. That's where it falls short.
Most people.
That's where it falls short. Yeah. Because a lot of people will work there. I'm from Detroit. These people work 12 hours a day at jobs that no one wants to do, like blue collar shit every day to build for your family, to build a nest egg, to build my retirement so I can have a 401k, so I can have, whatever. I'm going to work 30 years. I'm going to get my pension. And that's what we do. And I work my ass off that whole time, my whole life, to be able to at some point retire. Like that's hard work.
Yeah.
And that's what frustrates me when I see uber talented people and I just shake my head. I'm like, you're just so lazy. Mm-hmm. You're just so lazy. And I'll take hard work over somebody that's talented and even mildly hardworking all day long. Like I want somebody that'll work their ass off because I can help you with a lot of the intangibles. Now, I'm not going to get you to be a superstar because being a great salesperson, a lot of it is instinct and a lot of it you just are born with. I mean, a lot of great salespeople have this instinct ability when it comes to they're just really fucking good at sales, right?
There must be some basic things that apply.
But right? That's the point. But I can get you better.
Yeah.
Right? Like I can take you from a 3 to a 7. I'm probably never going to get you to a 10. But if you got a 9 or 10 in work ethic and a 6 or 7 in skill, you're going to be better than 95% of people out there.
And in real estate, that's a very successful person. I mean,
that's a person that makes $500,000 plus a year.
Right.
Right? Like, yes, that's rare. When you get like people like the James Wexlers of the world that are uber talented in sales and have a work ethic, like that's when you start making millions of dollars a year. Right? But like that's why, on $1 Million Listing, the Altman brothers, right? Like super popular real estate people or whatnot, had their show forever. I met those guys several times. And I'll tell you what, like they worked their ass off. Like they deserve everything they got. Like, does fame help? Hell yeah, it helps. No question. But they put in the work to get that and then they didn't lose it. How many actors, by the way, do you see that like are super talented and then they go away? You know why they go away? Because either people don't want to work with them anymore or they're fucking lazy. Right? Like the people that stick around in acting are the ones that are talented, but will work their butt off for the part and during the part. You know a lot of people like that, right? Like being a successful actor isn't easy.
No, and I mean the audition process is terrible, right? Like you go and you sit in a room and there's 50 other people there. They're all trying to get that role and these guys do it over and over and over again. They take acting lessons. It's not an easy profession.
No.
That's hard. And obviously the good roles are very hard to come by. And, having a movie that makes money is very difficult to do.
Yep.
So that's one of the hardest professions. And it screws with your mind a little too, because it's like you're always being judged. It's It's a difficult, not that I'm in it deeply, but I'm in it enough to understand sort of what's going on a personal level for a lot of those people. It's tough.
But that's like golf. I mean, you talk about a sport, it's just you out there. Right? Like no one else to blame. That's what I love about golf. Like,
it's very pure that way.
Yes.
Like there's no one can judge you on it. It's like, what did you shoot? That's it.
What did you shoot?
You know what I mean? Like I can swing like I could look like a total idiot swinging and look like an idiot putting, but if I shoot the score, that's it.
Yep.
I mean, so there's a real purity about this.
That's what I love about it.
Right.
Because it's always on you. And that's what makes like the Tiger Woods of the world, like the records he set, so astonishing in every way capable. Like, I mean,
people don't understand what those records are. Like at that time when he was the most famous guy in the world, I was thinking this guy's still underrated because he was winning 33% of his events, which is like you have no idea how hard that
160
is. Just
people
to
in
make
the field.
PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Just to make the PGA
and just to make
Tour.
the cut.
Yeah.
He won 33% of the time for 10 years straight.
It's so insane. I mean, it's unfathomable. If you've been out there and you see how difficult the courses are and what the competition
But
is.
the mind.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what I always go back to is like he beat you up here before you even teed off. He just had that. Like he was just so tough. So tough. And I look at like Tom Brady, right? So tough, so mentally tough that you're just not going to win.
Yeah.
Like that mentality. Now I go to the extreme.
And Brady, sorry to catch
No.
up, but like Brady, not the most talented physical guy.
No,
Like,
clearly he went 199. Like
yeah, exactly. And you see him without his shirt. He's not a big Adonis, you know. He's not a big ripped guy. Or like there's nothing intimidating about him, like physically. But it's like Gretzky. It's like Gretzky in hockey. It's the mind. It's how smart they are on the ice.